Okay, Kurt Sasser here again from GGT Webcomics. We're at Mission Park. We're interviewing Mia, aka Lacy, from the show, the artist that everything revolves around, as you mentioned previously. And how are you doing today?
I'm awesome. This is my first comic convention, and it's awesome. A lot of fun.
Got the starry eye there, looking at DC, Marvel. I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
Well, let's talk about your character here. I mean, it's a great character. It's one of those that you immediately interact with when you start actually looking at the thing, looking at the movie rather. And how did you get involved with that?
Well, I've been involved with the Perros for probably close on 2 years now. I do another project of theirs, and then they called me one day, and Chip was like, "I've written a movie, and I've written a part for you. Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Of course I want to do it." And she's very cool. She's actually the first character that you meet at the beginning of the film. And I mean, for me, she's very relatable because, she's an artist, she's a painter, she lives in Dorchester, which is not the nicest part of Boston. And she gets this commission from this huge corporation to do this piece. And it's just I feel like as artists, we all wait for that moment where we pick up the phone and we're like, "Oh, you want to pay me how much to do what? Okay." Yes, and then you go out and you celebrate. And then of course, unbeknownst to her, it's the evil corporate guys, and she sort of she creates this piece for them that, it has the ability to unlock latent superpowers in the human brain. So it's a hot commodity. And then, she falls into the hands of the corrupt government people who are working with the evil corporate guys, and Mission Park has to come back together and rescue her and retrieve the painting and save the world from, all of the above.
And nothing's ever cut and dry of, she's going to be here, we're going to rescue her, and we'll be back by 6 o'clock for dinner.
Right? They have all manner of adventures that happen in between the moment of sort of getting the commission and the end of the movie. They get sidetracked in all these different directions. I'm also one might call me the fight consultant or fight coordinator. I've been helping Chip do all of the violence. Yeah.
Do all the violence. You do violence.
I do violence. Violence is my fake violence is my favorite thing. So it's been fun to be involved with that part of it too. So I feel like I know the whole movie because they go somewhere and they get in a huge fight with 5 or 10 different people, and then they go somewhere else and they have another altercation. So there's 4 different major fights with upwards of 6 people against the 5. Well, sometimes the whole of Mission Park, sometimes it's fewer.
So with something like that, obviously you've gone through, you must have watched a lot of movies to get down choreography, or is that something you...
It's a little bit of both. I sat down with Chris a lot of mornings and we watched a lot of Justice League cartoons.
Nice.
We were, and there was a short period of time where we were watching Dragon Ball Z and some other anime, just because of this whole very sort of cartoonish style of editing that Chip's going for. It's the conceit of the movie, so the fights need to be in that genre of sort of cheesy, cartoony, we're not really going for ultra realism in the fights. We're going for cartoon but moving.
Well, that's great, and you just hit on all of my favorites right there as well. So I mean, that's perfect. But with everything that you've done here, everyone has their own story, it seems, and I really hope that we get to see more of your character, and maybe.
I do too. I think I don't know if I don't know how much anyone else has said, but the original idea of Mission Park is that it's part of this sort of 60-year franchise of this comic strip, and this just happens to be a story out of the middle. So it can expand in all kinds of different directions, forward, backwards, side plots, so it has a lot of expansion potential. And I've been talking a little bit with Chip, and we've been discussing possibilities of like future movies, and because Lacy acquires the power to see the future, having created the painting and then looked at it. So I think in the future she may be more involved. There's the potential for her to be more involved with Mission Park and more of sort of a superhero in her own right, as opposed to sort of the damsel in distress role that she's playing in this.
You find a lot of characters like that, actually, and we could talk hours and hours on this, truly, and I want to get to the rest of your crew as well, but C2E2, inaugural event, what are you personally going to take out of this?
Wow.
Hey, hard-hitting questions here.
I know, very serious. I think at the moment what I'm taking out of all of this is sort of the sheer joy and wonder that people of all, types and backgrounds take out of the escapism and sort of fantasy of alternate reality and things that we feel like we can't access in our everyday life, and just being somewhere where all these people are coming together to celebrate that. It's cool. It gives, the energy is good.
Good. Well, I just want to thank you very much, Mia, for doing this interview. It's a pleasure speaking with you, and hey, we're going to move on to the next cast member here, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.